For thousands of years, we humans have been on this earth like a guest, a symbol wandering through vast forests and endless wilderness. Every morning began with the same question: will we get food tonight? Sometimes we were hunters, and sometimes we ourselves became prey. We looked for birds of prey. Our ears were open to every sound in the wind. Back then, there was no such thing as a home. There were only caves and temporary shelters. The only goal in life was to survive at any cost. But about 120,000 years ago, something suddenly changed in our people. Then the last ice age began to melt. At that time, our ancestors discovered an extraordinary secret hidden within a simple law of nature. The secret that changed humans, from wandering hunters to food production, from life to settlement, and from simple stone tools to building the future. This is not just the story of a grain of wheat or a grain of rice. It is the story of the discovery that changed the course of human civilization, which made us what we are today. So what was that discovery? Let's move back in time. Have you ever wondered what the world was like about 12,000 years ago? There were no cities, no villages, no farmland, and there was no certainty about what would happen next. That time was the Paleolithic and Mesolithic era, when people were hunters and gatherers. They would move from one place to another in small groups of about 20 to 30 people in search of food and water. When the food ran out in an area or the herd of animals moved, the whole group had to move to a new place. It was like an endless journey. There was no such thing as a permanent home then. There was shelter in caves or in the shade of trees. They would kill with simple weapons made of stone. They would peel off the skin and break the bones to eat the marrow. Life was very hard. Every day they fought with wild animals, bad weather, and hunger. Yet they were not stupid. They understood what food was safe, the signs of animals, the changes of the seasons.
They also learned to control fire, which gave them warmth, protection, and cooking facilities. In this life, there was no such thing as rich or poor, because no one had private property at that time. Everything was shared. A cave painting called Bimbetka shows evidence that despite all this struggle, creativity was hidden within them. About 12,900 to 11,700 years ago, during a period called the Younger Dryas, the world suddenly started to get cold and dry, like a little ice age. Perhaps the melting glacier water mixed with the ocean and disrupted the temperature balance. It became impossible to survive by just accepting it. And from there, people were forced to find new ways. Maybe that extremely helpless situation forced people to think of something new. Someone was the first to notice that new plants grow from seeds lying on the ground. Maybe a woman was collecting wild grains for food and saw that the grains lying on the wet ground had sprouted after a few weeks. It was then that people began to understand that seeds were not only for eating, but also for making new foods from them. However, this discovery did not happen overnight. Gradually, people in different parts of the world understood. If they sowed seeds at the right time, they would no longer have to travel. They could produce their own food. When the cold period of the Younger Dryas ended and the climate stabilized and warmed, the environment became favorable for agriculture. Perhaps fatigue, need, and curiosity all combined to make people live permanently. In this way, by deciphering the mysteries of nature, people changed from hunters to food producers, and the era of agriculture began. The clearest evidence of the beginning of this change can be seen in a region in the Middle East, which is called the Fertile Crescent in history. In this fertile area, which consists of parts of today's Israel, Jordan, Syria, Turkey, Iraq, and Iran, wild grains like wheat and barley used to grow abundantly on the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Around 10,000 BC, people first started planting seeds and harvesting crops in a planned manner here, which is considered to be the beginning of the Neolithic Revolution. Initially, wheat, barley, beans, lentils, and chickpeas were cultivated. Gradually, people began to cultivate plants with large and hard grains. As a result, within 1,000 years, wild plants became domesticated crops. At the same time, advanced stone tools were also made. Spades for digging the soil,
axes for harvesting crops, and stone tools for grinding grain. However, this change was not limited to one place. Rice cultivation began in the Yangtze and Yellow River regions of China, corn and soybeans in America, and sorghum and millet in Africa.
Ancient evidence of this has also been found in the Indian subcontinent. In the Mehrgarh area of present-day Balochistan, Pakistan, archaeologists have found evidence of around 7000 BC at Mehrgarh, where people were seen cultivating wheat and sand and raising sheep and goats. This is thousands of years older than the Indus Valley civilization and is considered the strongest evidence of the beginning of agriculture and permanent settlement in the Indian subcontinent. Mud brick houses, grain storage warehouses, stone tools, and even the world's oldest cotton cultivation have been found here.
Not only in Mehrgarh, but also in the Balan Valley of northern India, evidence of rice cultivation has been found around 4500 BC. And in places like Sirad in Bihar, traces of Neolithic agricultural settlements have been found. And with this agriculture came some new problems for ancient people. This simple idea of sowing seeds gradually changed the whole world. Man was no longer just a hunter and became a creator. But this change was not limited to food alone. It changed the entire social structure. The biggest change was stability. Instead of a nomadic life, it forced people to stay close to the land. With the development of agriculture came the surplus production of food. As a result, everyone no longer had to collect food. And from here began.
Some became potters, some craftsmen, some weavers. Society gradually began to become complex and organized. And this surplus production and division of labor formed the basis of a new chapter in human civilization. With agriculture, a major change came in people's thinking, the idea of private ownership. Earlier, everything was shared, but now, for the first time, people started saying, "This is my land, my crops, my animals." Whoever had more land and wealth was more powerful. And from here, inequality began in society. As the village grew, the need for rules and leadership arose. Who would settle disputes? Who would protect the crops? From there, chiefs and kings emerged, and stratification was created in society. Rulers, priests, soldiers, and common people. As a result of agriculture, the population also began to grow rapidly. It was a social and economic force, which gave us homes, societies, professions, and trade. But it also brought inequality and conflict. Today's government, army, and market all began in that first sowing of seeds.
However, this progress also had a downside. Some historians, such as Jared Diamond, have called agriculture the biggest mistake in human history. Because hunter-gatherers had a varied diet, farmers became dependent on a few products. As a result, nutritional deficiencies occurred. Analysis of ancient skeletons shows that they had shorter teeth and more diseases. Due to mass population, diseases also spread quickly. And as a result of animal husbandry, diseases like smallpox, measles, and flu spread among people. Farming was hard work. Where hunters did relatively little work, farmers had to work in the fields all day, which is evidenced by signs like arthritis. At the same time, greed for land and wealth, war, and slavery began. This increased personal suffering, but it also allowed for population growth. And then it was not possible to return to the old life. It was a difficult understanding with nature. By sacrificing some of health and equality, we got food security and a large society. Today, we are sitting at home watching this video on our smartphones, eating rice and bread every day. But the roots of common reality are hidden in those first seeds thousands of years ago. That first seed not only gave us food, but also gave us the power to build our future. It turned us from slaves of nature into its partners.
This story proves that the real power of man is not in his body, but in his ability to think, observe, and learn. The power that can turn even a small idea into a revolution. So the next time you look at the food on your plate, think about those first farmers who bravely planted a seed in the midst of fear and uncertainty and changed the whole world step by step. After this agriculture, what do you think is the greatest invention in human history? You can write this question in the comments and tell us if you like this video today. If you like it, you can like it and subscribe to our channel. If you can keep it, we will see you in the next new episode. Thank you.